Jai Sva Param Supribrajagacha Sutal Sadasman Bhakti Vidhan Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Guru Swami Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gaur Sam Kund Radha Kundi Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadip Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Navadip Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to Krishna. All glories to Krishna. All glories to Krishna. Thank you very much.
This truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work.
Namang karmani limpanti name karma phalis priha iti manjo vijanati karma bhi nasabaddhate. Last night we discussed Chaturvarnam Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhavas. There are two conditions of life. Actually, conditioned life and non-conditioned life. Liberated life and conditioned life. That is real novelty. Liberated life and conditioned life. Conditioned life means this material world. we are conditioned by the laws of material nature. Just like we are trying to go to the moon planet, but we are conditioned. We cannot go. There are so many impediments. This is the nearest planet. Still, because we are conditioned, we cannot go. No free access. Otherwise, a living entity name is Sarvaga. Sarvaga sthanu rachuloyam. Sarvaga means a living entity can go anywhere. As we see, there are so many planets. Why you cannot go? There are means also. We are flying in the air, but we cannot go. This is called conditioned life. There are so many instances. Just like even on this planet, if you want to go to other countries, say America, you have to fulfill so many conditions. Passport, visa, then P-form and so many other forms. Not easily. This is called conditioned life. We have no freedom to move. And there is another life, which is life of freedom, just like Narad Muni. Narad Muni travels everywhere. He goes in the spiritual world, he comes in the material world. In the material world he can go in any one of the planets. Sometimes by yogic practice we can go also. But not so easily. So there is a life of freedom. That is spiritual life. Nitya Mukta. The living entities who are residing in the spiritual world, their number is greater than the conditioned soul. Just like some of our friends or citizens, they are in the jail. Their number is not as many as we are free. Similarly, the number of free living entities in the spiritual world is greater than the number of the conditioned soul. A few only. We are conditioned. And this condition means karmani. Karmana daivanetrena jantar deho upapatti. As we are doing work, fruitive activities, under the influence of a particular type of modes of nature, we are getting different types of bodies. And there are 8,400,000 forms of bodies, and you are rotating. Because you do not know, you have forgotten how to become free from this cycle of birth and death and transmigration of the soul. This is called karma. Jagyarthe karma annatra lokayam karma bandhana. Therefore, in the human form of life, we must perform yajna. Yajna means to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Jagarthe, for the sake of the Supreme Lord, for satisfying Him. That is our business. So, to do that business, in the previous verse, it has been prescribed that the human society should be divided into 4 classes of men. There are But they should be systematically divided. Just like in any office, there are departments. Without departmental work, nothing can be successful. Anywhere you go, either in the law court or in the office or anywhere, there must be department. Similarly, the human society must be divided into 4 divisions. Not 4 divisions, 8 divisions. Varnasam. In the Vedic literature, there is no such thing as Hindu Dharma or Muslim Dharma or Christian Dharma or Buddha Dharma. These are recent manufacture. Actually, Vedic instruction is to divide the whole human society into 4 varnas and 4 asas. That is Vedic Dharma. Sanatana Dharma, it is called Sanatana. A living entity has got the chance of getting this human labdha sudurlabam, bahusambhavant. Bahusambhavant means after many, many births. This present rascal civilization does not know how with great difficulty we have come to this human form of life after so many evolutions. The Darwin's theory of evolution, there is some idea, but it is not clear, not scientific. They are trying to prove that scientific, that is not scientific. But the evolution theory is there. 8,400,000 species of life, Jalajanam Lakhani, Sthavara Lakhamishati, like that. Brahmadhi, you are rotating in this way. So, the human form of life must be systematized, not live like animals. So therefore, if in the human society there is no this systematic division of persons, the aim is one. It is not that because one is in the lower division, he does not get the benefit. No. Just like in the state, in an organized state, as you have seen in foreign countries, especially in USA, very organized state, everyone has got the facility. Doesn't matter whether he is rich man or poor man. Everyone has got. Similarly, this Chaturvarnamaya system, Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra, it doesn't matter. One is Shudra or one is Brahman. But everyone has got the facility to become connected in relationship with the Supreme Lord. Mang hi partha vipasritya jepishu papajone tatha Striya Vaishya tatha Shudra stepi janti parangati. Parangati, that is open for everyone. It is not that because one is Shudra or one is Chandala, he is not allowed to enter into the kingdom of God. Only the Brahmanas are allowed. No, it is not like that. The same thing, same example, that in the body there are 4 divisions. The head division, the arm division, the belly division and the leg division. It is not that only the head get the facilities of living condition. No, everyone. But there must be division. That is scientific. Otherwise the human life will be spoiled. That I have tried to explain last night. There must be division because it is ordained by the Supreme Personality of Godhead how we can violate. There must be the Brahminical class, the Kshatriya class, the Vaishya class and the Shudra class, then everything will be maintained very proficiently. Because it is karma jagat. Material world means you work and you enjoy or suffer the result of your work. This is material world. Everyone is given facility, but it is karmanubandha. Karmanubandha. Just a facility for the living entities who wanted to enjoy this material world. This material world is not wanted. Everyone should live in the spiritual world. There is spiritual world. Parastasmatu bhavanya bhaktya bhaktya sanatana. There is no birth and death. Jadgatyana nivartanti tadhama padija. Everything is there. People do not know it. Therefore, the karma should be systematized and it should be regulated by Brahminical culture, by Kshatriya culture, by Vaishya culture, by Sudra culture. But Krishna says that don't think because I have prescribed this for the systematic life of all those conditioned souls, it does not mean I am also one of them. Krishna is not one of them. And some foolish rascal, they say that Krishna also is bound out by the laws of karma. No. Krishna is not only Krishna, but Krishna's devotees also. That is stated here. Iti magjo vijanati. Karma bhi nasabadhati. Simply by knowing. Simply by knowing that Krishna is transcendent. Krishna gives us prescription how to live in this conditional state. But he is not one of us. He is not one of us. He is above, transcendental. Therefore he says, Namang karmani limpanti. Because Krishna is fighting in the battlefield, he is not fighting, he is directing. Still, you may call that he is inducing Arjuna to fight. But that does not mean he is becoming entangled in the karma fall. Namang karmani limpati. Apapa viddham. Krishna is killing so many demons. He is not bound up by karma. Similarly, if we also become devotee of Krishna and if we abide by his order, then karma fall cannot touch us. This is bhakti. Karmani niddhati kintu cha bhakti bhajang. That is stated in the Brahma Samhita. Jastindra gopa mathavendra maho sakarma karmanu phalam abhajanti. There are millions and millions of living entities, beginning from the king of heaven whose name is Indra. Jastindra gopa mathavendra maho sakarma. Beginning from that Indra, and there is one worm that is called Indrapo, very small. You have to see with microscope. Very small, insignificant living entity. And that Indra, king of heaven, is very important living. So beginning from that Indra up to this Indra, everyone is bound up by the fruitive resultant action of his karma. This is called karma jaga. Jastindra gopa mathavendra maho sakarma karmanu avajan. Going on under the laws of karma. Karmani niddhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purisam tamaham. Just like Arjuna was hesitating to fight because he thought that I shall be entangled in the karma fall. If I kill my family man and my grandfather, my teacher, so he was thinking that was good consideration. Papa punna, But because he fought for Krishna, because he satisfied Krishna, he was not bound down. Jagyarthe karmannatru lokayam karma. If you do anything for your satisfaction, then you become entangled in the karma path. But if you do anything for the satisfaction of Krishna, there is no karma bondage. This is the secret. That is clearly stated. Namang karmani limpati. He is the supreme. He can direct, but he is not under the direction. He is free. Similarly, those who are Krishna's devotees, they are also free. Jumang Abhijanati. Abhijanati means one who knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not ordinary human being. He is Nitya Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. He is the Supreme living entity amongst all living entities. He is the Supreme living being amongst all living beings. That is Abhijanati. Abhiggata knows with complete experience, not superficially. Iti me ju mam abhijanat. Abhijanati means knows me perfectly well that Krishna is transcendent. And that is also explained by Krishna. Manchabhya vicharini bhakti yogena jasevate. Sagunan samatita etan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So those who are engaged in the bhakti yoga, unflinching bhakti yoga, unalloyed bhakti yoga, such person is above this material entanglement. Material entanglement is within the modes of material nature. That is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. With 8 divisions. From material condition, if you want to be promoted to the spiritual platform, then these are the regulative principles. Either you become Brahmana or Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, or Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, and gradually develop your spiritual constitutional position and be transferred to the transcendental position. Parastasmatu bhavanya bhakta bhaktasana. That is the process. But if you live in the condition like animals, then you continue the life of animals, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending and struggle for existence. Manasasthani indriyani prakritisthani karusati. Then you struggle within this material world forever. Sometimes you become the King Indra, and sometimes you become that Jarn Indra. This is karma fall. This is karma fall. But we are so ignorant of this law of karma. We are thinking now this position of American or Indian or this or that for 50 years or 60 years at most. That is one, everything, all in all. There is no more life. Yes, I have talked with many big professors. They are under the impression atheism, voidism, that after death there is nothing, everything is void, finished. Atheism. Vasibhutasya dehasya kuta punaragamano bhavet. The body is burnt into ashes. Who is coming again? This is atheism. Because the atheist, they cannot see how the soul is transmigrated by the subtle body from one body to another. They have no gross materialist. So we should not follow the gross materialist, but we should follow the perfect leader, Krishna, who says, Tatha dehantara prapti, dhiras tattanami. These we must follow. That is human civilization. Therefore he prescribes that Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Either you become Brahmana or follow the instruction of the Brahmana, then your life is perfect. Both things are there. If you like to be Brahmana, that you can become also. Manghi Partha Vipasita. This is Krishna consciousness movement. Because in this age, everyone is a Shudra. Kalau Shudra Sambhava. There is no culture. There is no Brahminical culture, Kshatriya culture. Therefore, altogether, they are simply Shudras. So, this Krishna consciousness movement is to raise the Shudras or less than that. Manghi Partha Vipasita Jepishu Papajonoya. Plural number. Striya Vaishya Tatha Shudra. The Papajoni, also Stri Murti is also Papajoni. Shudra also Papajoni. Vaishya also Papajoni. This is Krishna says. But everyone is open to come to him. Everyone. It doesn't matter. And there are less than that. Less than they are called. Chandalas. They are also mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Kirata Hunanda Pulinda Pukkasa Abhira Sumba Javana Kasada. Jannecha Papa. Again, less than them. Jadupasrayas Shuddhanti. They can be purified. They can be purified. Prabha Vishnave Nama. The Lord Vishnu is so powerful that he can make anyone a purified Vaishnava. That is his special. It is not that because one is Kirata, Hunanda, Pulinda, Pukkasa or Papajani, he cannot be elevated. He can be elevated. That is possible because Guna Karma Vibhagasa. If you make him qualified like a Brahmana and work like a Brahmana, then he can be elevated. That is Krishna consciousness movement. We are trying to educate anyone. It doesn't matter. Because Kirata Hunananda Pulinda Pukkasa, anyone, Jannecha Papa, everyone can be elevated. So we do that. Krishna says that anyone can be elevated. Manghi Partha Vipasita Jepi Supavajana. So we will do that. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also Krishna. Now Bharat Bhumite Manusya Janma Haila Ja. Janma Sarthak Kari Karo Parupakar. Indian. This is the duty of the Indian, Bharat Bhumi. One who has taken birth in the holy place of this Bharatvarsha. It is his duty. Make his life perfect and do welfare activities for others. This is India's business. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. Bharat bhumite manusya janma hailaja. Janma sarthak kari karo paropokar. India is meant for paropokar, not for exploiting others. That is not India's business. That may be for the fools and rascals in other countries. But in India is dedicated. Therefore, in India Krishna comes. In India Lord Ramchandra comes. But they have now taken it very cheaply. All rascals and fools and rogues, they are claiming that I am Krishna, I am Ram. They are taken because India has fallen. Because there is no Brahminical culture, they cannot understand these rascals. That's a fool and rascals, they are claiming to be Krishna. Krishna is so cheap? No. That is our misfortune. That instead of Krishna, we are accepting some imitation, rogue Krishna. This is our misfortune. But we should not do that. There is Krishna. Here is Krishna. In his words, Krishna is absolute. He is not different from Krishna. The words of Krishna and Krishna, there is no difference. When you read Bhagavad Gita, if you feel like that here Krishna is speaking before me, then your life is success. Krishna is speaking. Actually it is a fact. It is a fact. It is not that Krishna is no longer here. 5,000 years he spoke. Therefore this Bhagavad Gita has become null and void. This is nonsense. Krishna can speak at every moment, every second. Premanjana surita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. Those who are santas, therefore it is said here, iti manjo vijanat. Does it said that simply in this age? No, at any time. Iti manjo vijanat. One who understands Krishna at any time, at any place. Itimang jo vijanati karma bhi nasabadhate. He becomes liberated person. Simply by this understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is not bound up by the laws of karma, and he is not conditioned by this material nature. Krishna says, Devi Jesha Gunamai Mama Maya Durataya. Mama Maya. Maya is under his control. Maya Dhakshena Prakriti. Maya Dhakshena Prakriti. Prakriti is working under his direction, under his superintendence. So we should know Krishna like that. We should not Apajananti Magamura Manasim Tanumas. Because he is speaking like a man. We are thinking that Krishna came and Krishna is now dead and his instruction is also dead, obsolete. No, that is not. Krishna is ever existing, Nitya Nityanam. We are also ever existing. We are covered by this material body, but Krishna is not covered by the material body. He comes in his original body, Sambhavami Atmamayaya, Juge Juge Sambhavami Atmamayaya, Paritrana Sadhuna Vinasaya Chaduskitam. So Krishna comes to save us and gives us his instruction so that after his disappearance from this world, people will take advantage of his instruction and make his life perfect. This is Bhagavad Gita. But if we misuse our intelligence and do not take advice from Krishna and manufacture so many plans for prosperity of this, that will all fail. Moghasa mogha karmana. Mogha jnano vichetasa. That is moghasa. Mogha is frustrated. They will be frustrated. Moghasa. Only one who does not take the direction of Krishna, then whatever he is hoping, that will be frustrated. Moghasa mogha karmana. And whatever he is planning, I'll do like that, she'll do like that. That will not stay. Because the Maya is there. Devidjesa gunamayi mama Maya duruttaya. Maya will kill all your plans. Mameva japrabhaddante Maya metang tarantite. And if you follow Krishna and do accordingly, then you will not be frustrated. Your life will be successful. This is the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, we are trying our little efforts how to establish the truths described in the Bhagavad Gita. So here we should know, in this chapter, Krishna says that Chaturvarnang maya system gunakarma vibhagasa namang karmani limpanti name karma phalestvya. Why Krishna has to work? Krishna hasn't got to work because he is self-sufficient. If we want something, we, conditioned soul, we have to work very hard for it. But Krishna, he can by simply will, he can create the whole universe. Therefore, why should he work? Natasya karjam karananta. This is the Vedic information. The supreme absolute truth, God has nothing to do. Natasya karjam karanancha vidyate, natasya sama odikascha disyate. Nobody is equal to him, nobody is greater than him. Parasya shakti vividhaiva sriyate. His energies are multi. Savabhiki jnana bala kriyat. It is multi-energy is working so nicely that we are saying that it is automatically being, not automatically. Maya dhakshena prakriti suyate sacharata. Under direction. But the machine, but the energy is so subtle, it appears like, it has become automatically. But it is not being done automatically. There is superintendence. But parasya shakti vividhaiva sriyate, savabhiki jnana bala kriyat. Just like if you paint one nice rose flower, you have to apply your energy and the brush and the color very particularly, very carefully, then still it is not as good as the natural power. But do you think that natural power has come automatically? No. There is brain of Krishna also. But the brain is so sad. Parasya shakti vividhaiva savabhik, it has come automatically. Don't think that there is no brain. There is brain, sufficient brain, but not like your brain. Parasya shakti vividhaiva sriyate. This is Krishna. You should try to understand Krishna in that way. We should try to understand everything. Therefore Krishna says that Rasoham Apsukamteya Prabhasmi Sasishurjaya. This is Krishna's energy. And how the moon is shining, and 200,000 miles away, still the shining is so perfect. Can you make any lamp like that? Have you got such brain? Then how you can compare yourself with Krishna? Parasya shakti vividhaiva sriyate. But he has got the power. You can create one imitation moon or imitation sun, but that is not in your power. But still we are so falsely proud of your scientific knowledge. What scientific knowledge you have got? So in this way, if we study Krishna, then we can understand that as Krishna says, Namang karmani limpanti, name karma phale spriya. Karma phale spriya. He hasn't got, why he should have any desire? He can create anything without any effort, simply by his willing. Simply by his willing. Sa ikhata, sa asajata. These are the Vedic information. Simply by his glancing, there was the whole material cosmic manifestation. So, if we understand Krishna like that, therefore Krishna says, study Krishna. Study Krishna. And Krishna is describing himself. There is no difficulty. You can study Krishna. And if you know now what Krishna says is all right. Simply if you know definitely, then iti mang jo vijana. Simply by knowing this, karma bhi nasabadhati. He is no more under the condition of this fruitive resultant action. He is free. So why don't you do that? So nice thing. Simply study. Now how can I study? There is Krishna's instruction, here you study and you become devotee. Valvana bhavavat bhaktamadhyaji mang namaskuru. Don't require education. If you cannot read, if you are illiterate, it doesn't matter. You hear. Satang prasangatmam bija sangvida. You hear from the realized soul. God has given you ear. You can hear. Doesn't require education. Formerly everyone was taking education simply by hearing. There was no book. Therefore all the Vedic knowledge is called Shruti. Shruti viyapanya. Shruti gata. Tanubhangamanovi. Shruti. So this Krishna consciousness movement is opening center just to give you chance to hear about Krishna. Only hearing. Sthane sthita shruti gatang tanubhangamanovi. Simply by hearing, you become perfect. Just like Parikshit Maharaj, at the time of point of his death, he had no time to perform any yoga or any big things. He simply heard Srimad Bhagavatam carefully. Sri Vishnu Savane Parikshit Abhavad Vaiyasaki Kirtan. And he became perfect simply by hearing. So we have got so many nice things, our Vedic literature, and they are all summarized in the Bhagavad Gita. If we simply hear, by simply hearing Bhagavad Gita as it is, then if we understand Krishna, Jasmin Vijñāte Sarvamedam Vijñātam Bhavanti, then what happens? Nama iti mangjo vijanati karma bhi nasab baddhate. There is no more entanglement in the karma. Because so long we will be entangled in the karma, we will have to transmigrate from one body to another. And we do not know how long we have to rotate in this way. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, এই রূপে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভ্রমিতে কোন ভাগ্যবান জীব. Everyone is rotating in this way. Out of that, one is very fortunate. Then Guru Krishna Kripaya Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. By the grace of Guru and Krishna, he gets the seed of devotional service. Then if he waters it, mali hoiya sei bij koroe ropon. Just like if you get a seed of nice flower, if you sow it and water it, it will grow. Similarly, the seed, Shraddha, that Krishna consciousness is very nice. This is seed. But if you pour water, what is that water? Savana kirtana jale koroe sacha. If you simply hear and you chant also, that is the watering of the seed, then it will grow. And one day it will grow a big tree or a big plant and it will reach Krishna. This is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will find. So, do not take this Krishna consciousness movement very lightly. Take it seriously and try to understand, and your life will be successful. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada told about two types of life. What are the two types of life? Srila Prabhupada mentioned.
Prabhupada told conditioned and liberated.
Haribo! What is the example for conditioned life? Srila Prabhupada gave example. Yes, Prabhuji.
Srila Prabhupada told about going to moon. We cannot go to moon because we are conditioned. And another example Prabhupada gave was like going to USA, America for that matter, we required passport, visa, P-form, all of it. So it's not very easy.
Haribol! What is liberated life? Yeah, Prabhuji.
The life given in the God blessing, in the behalf of God is a liberated life.
We are asking here what Srila Prabhupada told in this lecture. We are asking that. Anyone else? Nobody? Yes, Prabhuji.
One can go anywhere, just like Narad Muni. He can go to Vaikuntha, he can go in the material world, anywhere.
Haribo! there is another life which is life of freedom. Just like Narad Muni travels everywhere. He goes in the spiritual world, he comes in the material world. In the material world, he can go in any of the planets. What do you mean by karma? Karma क्या है? Yeah. So here Srila Prabhupada, we are getting different types of bodies, and there are 84 lakhs of species, forms of bodies, and we are rotating because we do not know. We have forgotten how to become free from this cycle of birth and death and transmigration of the soul. This is called karma. So Varnashram Dharma is systematically divided. So Prabhupada gave example for Varnashrama Dharma, how it is systematically, scientifically divided. Yes, Sundarshan.
And there are like departments, Prabhupada said here in particularly USA. So many departments are there. Like that in life also, these are the departments. In the Vedic life, there was no like Hindu Dharma, Muslim, Christian Dharma, but Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Varna and Ashram.
Hari Bol. So what is the difference between the manufactured dharma and Vedic dharma? What is manufactured dharma and what is Vedic dharma? So, yeah, Prabhuji.
Manufactured dharmas are the religion or dharmas which are manufactured by human beings. For instance, Hindu dharma, Christian, Islam, and according to Vedic culture or Vedic scriptures, there is only one dharma called Sanatan Dharma. So these are the two differences. I mean, this is the difference between manufactured and Vedic.
Hari Bol. So what is the aim of Varnashrama Dharma? What is the aim, goal of Varnashrama Dharma? Srila Prabhupada gave one shloka also. Prabhuji, Manish.
Aim of Varnashram Dharma is to gradually establish our relationship with God.
Hari Bol. So what a shloka Prabhupada quoted here from Bhagavad Gita. Mam hi partha vyapashritya episyu papa yonayah striyo vaishyas tata shudra te api yanti param gatim. That paragati, that is open for everyone. It's not that because one is shudra, one is chandala, he is not allowed to enter into the kingdom of God. What is material world? Prabhupada says here, what is material world? Prabhuji.
Prabhupada says material world is a place where you work and you enjoy or suffer the results of the work.
Hari Bol. Prabhupada was elaborately explaining about the 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, and then he told that Krishna belongs to which varna or ashrama? Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna is beyond Varnashrama, he is transcendental.
Hari Bol. He is above transcendental, therefore he is transcendental. Therefore, he says Namam Karmani Limpanti, because Krishna is fighting in the battlefield. He is not fighting, he is just directing. Why Arjuna was not bound, although he was fighting in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. In your hand? Yes, Pichi.
Because he is following the Krishna instruction.
Hari Bol. He was fighting for the satisfaction of Krishna, not for his sense gratification. So when you will become entangled in this material world while working? Yes, Prabhuji.
If you do anything for a personal satisfaction, one gets engaged in the entangled in the karma phala.
Hari Bol. What is abhijanati? Abhijanati matlab? Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna says Abhinajana means knows very well with practical experience and realization.
And detail, something more? Prabhupada said, yes, you can add.
Prabhupada gave the word, example of the words Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Bhavanam Vidadati Kaman. Like knowing Krishna is eternal and Krishna is the supreme.
Hari Bol. Those who are Krishna's devotees, they are also free. Yo mam abhijanati. Abhijanati means one who knows that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not ordinary human being. He is Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitanam. He is the supreme living entity amongst all living entities. He is the supreme living being among all living beings. That is abhijanati. Know with complete experience, not superficially. What is material entanglement? What is material entanglement? Material entanglement is within the modes of material nature. Then Srila Prabhupada said about the gross materialists. Who are those gross materialists? Prabhuji.
One who thinks that when the body is finished, everything is finished. So as long as you live, you just enjoy.
Hari Bol. Prabhupada quoted so many professors. So they are under the impression that atheism, voidism, and that after death there is nothing. And Prabhupada quoted the Charvak Muni philosophy. And then Srila Prabhupada quoted the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha. Anyone can be elevated. Then, so who will do that? Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji will do that.
Prabhupada quoted any Indian should means Bharat Bhumite Haila Manusya Janmajar, Janma Sarthaka Kari Kara Paropkar. So he said it is duty of every Indian to first perfect his life and then propagate the same to, preach the same to others.
Hari Bol. What is our misfortune? So, what is our misfortune? Srila Prabhupada, he told that although we are Indian, but there is some misfortune in India. What is that misfortune in India?
So the misfortune that Prabhupada was telling us that, although Ram, Krishna, they came to Bharat Bhumi, but then again, we are not taking, we are not considering them as real. In fact, there are some superficial or impersonated Krishna, and we believe that those are real, and we are following them. So that's the misfortune that he was talking about.
Yeah, that is also there, but something more, he's something. Yes, Roji?
We are taking them very cheaply.
Yeah.
And we have forgotten these things.
But they are claiming that I am Krishna, I am Ram, and impersonal, yes. They're saying that I am Krishna, I am Ram, and Harivo. What should be our mentality while reading Bhagavad Gita? Yes, Piche.
We should be a devotee of Krishna while reading Bhagavad Gita. We should feel like Krishna is talking to us, and we should be devotee of.
Harivo. When you read Bhagavad Gita, if you feel like that here Krishna is speaking before me, then your life is successful. What is the difference between our body and Krishna's body? Difference between our body and Krishna's body. Yes, you want to give answer.
Krishna is beyond the all material part and all of the human being or persons. He is a supernatural power, and we are the normal persons, human body.
Here Srila Prabhupada said something. In this class, what we are discussing about that.
This is my first day.
Yeah. Yeah, Prabhupada is telling here, we are covered by this material body, but Krishna is not covered by the material body. He comes in his original body. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. What is the injunction of Vedic literature about the work of Krishna? Yeah, Sundar Shambhu.
Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate. The Lord has no activities to do, no activities. Natas samas chabhyadikascha drishyate. There is no one equal to him or greater than him. Parasya shaktir vividhaiva shruyate. There are so many multifarious energies of the Lord. Swabhaviki jnana balakriya cha. It seems as if everything is happening automatically, but it's not happening automatically. There is a brain, super brain, that is Krishna.
Harivo. Then Srila Prabhupada gave two examples to explain about Krishna's supernatural brain, how it works. Two examples Srila Prabhupada quoted here. Yes. Prabhuji ek bolenge, wo ek bolenge. Yes.
Prabhupada gave example of that how Krishna has created this rose flower. That although it's so much, for making a material painting we have to put so much brain, but this rose flower grows on its own. And second example he gave of the moon, that moon is so far, 20,000 2 lakh miles, but still it is giving such a nice light.
Harivo. So Krishna consciousness movement, we are opening so many centers. Why we are opening so many centers? Yes, Manish Prabhu.
To give people a chance to hear.
Harivo. So what is the final instruction of this class? Sundar Shambhu.
Prabhupada said, do not take this organizations in ISKCON or these words of the Lord very lightly, take them very, very seriously. Then you will understand Krishna and you will perfect your life.
Hare Krishna. See, Srila Prabhupada is talking about two types of life. One is a conditioned life, liberated life. And in the liberated life, who is present? Krishna is liberated, Narada Muni is liberated, which means everybody has a chance to become liberated. And liberated life is the real life, happy life. Then he goes on to talk about conditioned life. You can see the connection. After saying about conditioned life, he said, what is conditioned life? It's 8.4 million species. Okay, 8.4 million species. And there are animals, aquatics, birds, and humans, and reptiles and everything. So that is conditioned life, because they are all subjected to karma bandhana. That's why he told about karma. The next question is, okay, if this is conditioned life, all of us are stuck in karma bandhana, we are suffering in this world. Is there a way out? And he said, yes, there is a way out. And the way out is Varnashrama Dharma. Varnashrama Dharma distinguishes between animal life and human life. So Varnashrama Dharma has many rules for Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprasthanyas. So you follow the rules, you are a human. If you don't follow the rules, one is animal and one is conditioned. So then one may ask, then what is the purpose of Varnashrama? Some say there, Haritoshana. By pleasing Lord Hari, by doing one's duties and offering the fruits to Krishna, then one becomes liberated. Therefore he said about karma, karma bandhana, then he told about Varnashrama Dharma. Now somebody may say that one may be not so exalted, like he says, Striyo Vaishyas Tata Shudras. Tepi yanti param gatim. Even they can become liberated. Prabhupada says. What to speak of them? There are people called Antyajas who are outside the Varnashrama also. Then he quoted the verse, Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pulakasha, Abhira, Shumba, Yavana, Kasharya. Even Anyecha Papa, Yadapasha, Yashaya, Shuddhyanti Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Nama, which means even if they chant the holy name, they can also attain the Param Gatim. That means this is Varnashrama, this is animal life, but people outside Varnashrama also can attain liberated position. Like that he said. So now, very clearly he told about this liberated life and conditioned life, he has explained. Now, then what Prabhupada does generally in his lectures, he always presents what is correct understanding, what is wrong understanding. Okay, what is the correct understanding about Krishna? Krishna is not any of the Varna or Ashrama. We have to accept Varna Ashrama for our purification. Krishna is not a Vaishya because he is Nanda Baba's son. Krishna is not a Kshatriya because he was born to Vasudeva. He is beyond. Not only Krishna is beyond, if any devotee knows that Krishna is transcendental, that devotee also goes beyond Varnashrama. Again he becomes transcendental by knowing. Therefore Veti is used in Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Evam yo Veti Tatvatha. If you know that Krishna's body is Sachidananda, he is divine, he doesn't have a material body that is formed with 8.4 million species of life. He is not one of them. He has a divine body, he has a spiritual body, and he is not in Varnashrama, he is beyond his spiritual personality. If you know that, simply by knowing that you become liberated. So he told about how to know what is Krishna's existence and our existence. Another thing, Krishna doesn't come into this world and is subjected to karma bandhana like we are subjected to. We are pushed by our karmic reactions. Krishna says, Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. I come by my own sweet will into this world. And I go out with my own sweet. Just like sun rises in the morning and sets in the west. Neither is the sun taking birth, nor is the sun dying. Sun is always going round. So Krishna is also appearing in one universe and another universe. So one should know this. Krishna's body is Sachidananda Rupam. He is spiritual, he is not in one of the Varnashrama, and Krishna comes out of his own sweet will, goes out of his own sweet will. Simply knowing these facts, one can become transcendental. So he was telling about that. And then he also said, He will always, in every lecture you will find, he will not leave the atheistic fellows. One punch he has to give on their nose always. Then Pasmin Bhutasya Dehasya Kutah Punaragamana Bhavet. Like Charvak Muni, he said the atheistic people, they are blind. They have no knowledge of what is soul, what is Punarjanma. They have zero knowledge. Ignoramus. So they will never understand soul or God, and they will live out their life like cats and dogs. They will live, the atheistic people, and they will get nowhere. They will definitely get there. Where? Nowhere. They will have to be rotating in the cycle of birth and death. So he gave one punch to the atheistic fellows. And then, then as he proceeded, after explaining about Krishna's position, after explaining about who gets liberated and how to go from a conditioned state to the liberated state. So one thing becomes very clear, that unless one surrenders to the Lord and understands Him, understands His true identity and position, there is no possibility of getting liberated from this world and then go to that world and lead an everlasting, eternal happy life. What was that last point? You were asking some questions. The last part was very good. He was telling about Indians' duty. Janma sarthaka kari kara para upakar. One should propagate this knowledge. In Gita also, Krishna talks about two people, Jnana Chakshush and Mudha. He says that Utkramantam Sadambhavi Unjanamba Gunanvitam Vimudha na anubhashyanti pashyanti Jnana Chakshusha. He says. Two types of people. Vimudha means fools who only see the superficial body made of flesh and bones, which is walking to and fro, man, woman, animals, birds and everything. But Jnana Chakshush can see that in a living body there is a spirit which is residing in a living body, who is moving the body. When the spirit is gone, the body is called dead. One who can see this is called as Jnana Chakshush. So this is one type of Mudha who doesn't see the spirit in a living body. Another type of Mudha is one who doesn't know the difference between soul and Krishna. He thinks soul is only God. That is another type of Mudha. 9.11, what is the verse? Avajananti Mam. So we have to become free from two Mudatas. Then only we can attain Padamavyayam Tad. Gacchanti Amudha Padamavyayam Tad. Nirmana Moha verse says that. So this whole talk that Prabhupada is giving is about how to become Amudha, free from foolishness. Free from two types of foolishness. To think I am the body made of flesh and bones is one foolishness. To think Krishna is ordinary man, that's another foolishness. So Prabhupada's lectures are like switching on a tube light in a dark room. He drives out the mudata and makes all of us Jnana Chakshush. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.